It's true that we'd all rather have better health of some form, and luckily, thanks to modern mass media, most of us understand that nutrients like vitamins and minerals make our cells function properly. So there's obviously an increase in people taking personal responsibility for their health through natural self-supplementation. And that's what I'll be covering, the pros and cons of self-supplementation today. Hello, welcome. It's hardly any surprise that our supplement industry is $1 billion industry in Australia. There seems to be supplements in the supermarkets, in health food stores, and in every part, for every part of the body and different types of functions, from eye and joint health to insomnia and mood support. There's a marketing label trying to grab your attention in every healthcare aisle. Up to 1 in 3 Australian adults take some form of vitamin at any one time, with women being higher users than men. But could we be harming ourselves by using cheaper brands? Are you wasting money on products that you don't have enough of the nutrient in that your body really needs? And are you taking the pills without proper nutritional advice? Well, the common answer to these questions, unfortunately, all too often is yes. The majority of supplements available in supermarkets and pharmacies have insufficient doses of key nutrients, often have toxic fillers, and forms that aren't well absorbed and may be harming you as well as your bank account. Labels on supplements state all sorts of claims that most are deceiving and confusing. A couple of things you may not be aware of are related around dosages, nutrient forms, and the source of the nutrient, whether it's man-made or found in nature, as well as the serving size needed to get the adequate amount listed on the label. So serving size is very important because you could be comparing two labels or brands that one might say you need 4 capsules for, and the other one you might only need 1. So you need a quarter of the dose. So you can't really compare the pricing that way. Also, absorption can be vastly different. So one of them you may get hardly any benefit from. And even the quality brands and forms of broad spectrum multivitamins vary greatly. So here's 2 common examples. Most research done on vitamin C uses around 2 grams a day. But most multivitamins, even pure vitamin C supplements, contain less than 100 milligrams. So that's less than 20 times less than what the research and studies shows. Another common one lacking adequate information and amounts is omega-3 fish oils. The optimum dose for omega-3 fish oils, if you're trying to reduce inflammation or improve brain health in any particular way, should contain around 2 grams of EPA and 1 gram of DHA. These are the active ingredients in the fish oils. The first label is a common brand found in everyday health food stores, while maybe the second label is a high quality company, maybe harder to find and more expensive. If you compare the labels, the first one says 1 gram of fish oil, but if you look further down, it may only have 154 grams of EPA and 400 grams of DHA. So the ratio of EPA to DHA needs to be at least 2 to 1 to get the appropriate amount of EPA from the supplement. And so you might need like 13 or something gels in a day from one supplement compared to maybe 3. So in reality, you should only think about taking supplements if you have been professionally advised that you have a deficiency or that your diet contains some processed foods, which is a reality for most of us. Also be aware that there are different forms of any given nutrient. Magnesium is a classic example. You have to look at the ending name that's listed on the bottle. It may read citrate, oxate, orotate, or other forms that are all absorbed differently. So the abundance of marketing and around nutritional products is giving us the wrong message, that we need to take every single nutrient to keep us healthy. But the most common nutrient supplements are obviously vitamin C, B complexes, calcium, and vitamin E. But can you be overloading your body with certain vitamins and minerals and causing an imbalance? Well, most certainly. Here's a good example. certain minerals and nutrients, they counterbalance, they act like a seesaw against each other. And zinc and copper are one example, so is calcium and magnesium. And in nature, in foods, most of these are balanced in a harmonious way, so we can rarely ever overdose on vitamins and minerals through our food. But with supplements, it's a whole different story, as these balances are not taken into consideration. Also, it's best to be very cautious if you're ever buying supplements from the internet, especially from overseas, unless you're certain that they come from a reputable company and you've got some professional advice from a trained nutrition professional. Pharmacists don't generally have any training in clinical nutrition, and most doctors get very limited, about 50 hours in their training of nutrition. So unless they've done extra study in nutrition, don't assume they know they've been trained in nutrition. Some common side effects that can occur from everyday vitamins include doses of vitamin C greater than 1 gram, if it's the wrong form, can cause diarrhea. A large intake of zinc can prevent iron absorption and copper intake, which can affect immunity and cause, heart problems as well. And iron toxicity, even in small amounts, can potentially cause constipation, gastrointestinal upset, nausea, fatigue, and joint pain. However, iron is needed for absorption in those on vegetarian diets or restricted diets or have absorption problems. Here's another one. Too much selenium can cause problems like hair loss, gastro upset, fatigue, and even mild nerve damage. But selenium is often deficient in a lot of other people too. And another one that can cause nerve damage is inadequate levels of vitamin B6 as well. So my best recommendations. Supplements should be used as a short to medium term solution unless you have a genetic variation, and by most of us throughout the times, so that we can restore ourselves through diet and during stressful periods. It's a good way of replenishing stores if you're deficient, and there might be a smaller dose in the food compared to what you're getting through a supplement, but overall you're going to utilize the minerals or the vitamins in the food far better as long as you've got good digestion and you chew. Chewing's important. So when your example is looking at iron levels in a nice piece of juicy steak, you're going to have the protein as well as helping the iron absorption in the form that is needed. There's heme iron and non-heme iron, and they absorb very differently. There's a concept in nature that works best. We're in harmony with the sum of our parts, and it's best taken through whole foods. There are some companies that unfortunately don't always have health as their number one focus. It could be profit might be taking over. So really check into reputations of companies very well. Consider the proper dosage, common allergens and sensitivities, toxicities, and harmful fillers that may be included in their products that you don't have to see and they don't have to list on the label. So going the natural and the real way, in summary, is the best way to go. Overall, a healthy diet that's tailored and personalised to your needs is the best way to get fulfill your daily goodness. Food is a mixture of protein, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins and minerals, as well as phytochemicals, which are the plant chemicals, and they work in synergy together. And whereas supplements work in isolation, and they don't provide us with the phytochemicals and other components from food, especially fiber, which is very important. So taking vitamin and mineral supplements need to be individually tailored, and they cannot substitute a varied plant-based diet of real whole foods. I hope you've gained something from today, and thank you for listening. Until next time, be well.